Just wanted to share. This is one of my cobalts that this one I got for Christmas. This one is my EDC box, I guess you could say. Got my weld and carry sticker here, and these are from Blade HQ. I like that one. Say hello to my sharp friends. Got one little weld and carry on the side. Got this new. I'll do a video on that later. Little short. Got my extra stickers for trading. Got some of my flashlights in here. Some of my flashlights, and then some of my not the flashlight. Some of my oh god, what do you call these? Ultraviolet UV flashlights for rockhounding. This I haven't put in my bag yet. This is my new multi-tool. I love these little ones. These are fun because you can pop the back off, and it's a USB and it's rechargeable, and they're keychains. I've actually got more of these. I've got some other flashlights laying around. When I find them, I'll stick them in here. And then I put my knives in here, which I haven't done videos on all of them yet, so when I get a chance I will. Place on my desk for this awesome box that Dad made out of a real vintage packing crate that came out of I think my great uncle's house in Pennsylvania, or barn in Pennsylvania. And if for those who don't know, you can go back to December of 2023, where Dad did the first seated hunt he did. Oh my god, it's so heavy because it weighs 3 pounds. And you're like, what is this? And it's a gold bar. Well, it's a gold plated bar of, it is heavy. It does weigh three, it says 3 pounds on it. Anyway, 3 TR pounds. But it's a gold plated bar that was one of the prizes. He had buried this in like an old tree, leaves and stuff. So pretty cool. And it sits right here on my desk now. The original one. Oh, the blade, yeah. And you still have the sheath for that. Like, so going back, who knows how long ago.
From the 30s.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
That's cool.
And then this is this one.
What's it say on it? That's your... Oh, we talked about this one.
Well, I used it for rabbit hunting for years. And then I used this one. Because this was better.
For skinning?
Or for gutting. This one.
Oh, look at that one. These are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that one has a place to put a thing, lanyard or something on it.
And then I settled on these 3.
These are your main hunting knives.
Yeah.
Cool. And, like, where did you get them? I know you told me a story about this one time.
Virginia gave it to me.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, your mom.
She gave Dad one, too.
Okay.
He had one.
Well, that's cool. So that one was from your mom.
Yeah.
And these were just ones you got somewhere?
Yeah.
I like the deer on the sheath. What does it say? Edge brand. I like the sheaths. Decorative.
That's a Swedish knife.
That's what it was. You were telling me about it. It's a Swedish knife.
Or Denmark. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
You were telling me a story about it a while ago, and I couldn't remember.
No, it's just stain marks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
And then, let's see. This was one that Dad gave me. But I ended up using this one for deer hunting. I like this one better.
And that has a bone handle too.
Yeah.
What are the makes? Are these all... I'll have to take close-up pictures.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I'll have to take close-up pictures and see. That's cool though.
And then So that was one that Dad gave me. This was one that Dad gave me. So he used this for a long time. He liked bigger knives for some reason. You notice,
You like the smaller ones?
I like the smaller ones, and this was easier to gut a deer with.
Really should make like a display to put them on. They're cool.
And then this is one
That's big.
that Dad gave me.
Now the one I have isn't quite that big, but I have one that looks like this,
Yeah.
but is almost that big. Wow. That's a saw.
Yeah.
That's funky. That's ginormous.
And it has a lock.
I was going to say, I'm slowly learning terminology. I'm not good yet of all the different. So grandfather gave me, he had one that's like 3 times the size that he gave me that I used to carry all the time in like my suitcase or my.
I don't know that I ever carried that.
But it's that style.
I've had it for a while. And this is my Boy Scout knife.
On your Boy Scout. Right.
Yeah, so they ought to stay together.
Most definitely. And what is it? It's got knives on it in the different kind. Cool.
And
oh, what's that? Let's say Air Force?
no, Airflow is one I got it from work.
Oh, cool. And that's like the Swiss Army style with all the bits and pieces in it. Screwdrivers, corkscrew.
Yeah.
Neat.
And so I obviously never used it. And then this one was Jack who gave it to me.
NRA.
And Jack gave me this one.
I like that one. I see those on the websites too when I was looking. Yeah, that's a cool little knife. I can't remember what they call that style.
And then these are the little pocket knives. This is the Cummings.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, see?
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Interesting.
so that will just fit in your pocket.
I gave you that one when I did the
Yeah.
knives for everybody, the
Right.
Navy case one.
And
Because
then,
you were in the Navy.
and I have no idea where this came from.
Swiss style Army knife, Barrow Designs. It's got a train on it. You think you bought it somewhere?
I don't know.
Swiss GD train. Oh, do you think it came from, it says Swiss, but then it says made in China. You don't think grandmother and grandfather bought it from Switzerland?
I don't know.
That's kind of, because it said Swiss, but no.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And it's got all the bits and pieces there.
I think I've got one or two in the safe.
Your Navy knife. From when you were in the Navy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Use that every day.
Is it an electrician's knife?
Well, they gave these to the guys, and then this would undo the fastener nuts on the aircraft.
Oh, you use that?
Yeah,
Interesting.
and it was a blade, see, but I feel
But that's what you...
we dulled it because everybody who left it as a blade ended up going to the infirmary.
Infirmary. So you turned it into the tool you needed it to
Yeah.
be. That's cool.
And the parachute riggers in the hangar there, they would make everybody
A case.
a case.
Okay, now that's super cool. So your Navy knife that you used when you were working on the systems with the parachute holster. I love it. You bought this one to replace your pocket knife. Did you lose it, or did you lose it?
We lost it.
That's really cool.
I thought there was another one in there.
Let's see. Oh, that's a neat little one.
Yeah.
Nice. When you bought the Army compass that we looked at earlier, that was...
In a bin, like a couple hundred.
Did you get that when you were 11? Or did you get that later on?
No, Dad and I got that later on when we were going hunting.
Okay.
You got to have a compass, and so we went to the Army Navy store, and there's thousands of them, or hundreds, literally. And it was maybe a quarter, something like that.
That's great. So, this knife was grandfather's, and was this his hunting knife?
The last hunting knife.
His last one?
The other one's upstairs.
The other one which I saw in the early, yeah. And grandfather gave me this knife, and the bicentennial knife, which I've already put in a video, and another knife which I've got to get out. It's a pocket knife.
That was his deer hunting knife.
And this was his last deer hunting knife that he used.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then this knife has the coolest story. So we went to Canada my whole life to this lake,
Gull Lake
in near Arden, Ontario. And we go back this creek, and I'll put some footage in and pictures from I used to take my kayak back there. But we take the big boats back there, the 21-foot aluminum Starcraft. But this was that was when we were taking those boats, and grandfather had a 18 or 16.
Well, it was a 6.
I always get it confused.
Yeah.
And
16.
And one day, right inside these big, huge boulder rocks, and when you finally go down the creek and get into Deer Lake, which was a black lake because of the tannins from the pine trees. Is that correct? Am I saying that right? Grandmother caught a fishing box, a metal fishing box.
Out of the mud.
Out of the mud. It probably had been there a long time because the hooks there were lures in it, and the hooks on the lures were rusted, but this was in that box. And so this knife was actually in the box, and this sheath was in the box, and it was filled with mud. And I have a black jitterbug. When I get a chance, I'll put a picture in from that box. Grandfather and Dad, you guys split the lures. I always thought I was a little kid. Now, 1976, I was first grade. I always but grandmother found it. Shouldn't grandmother have the box? But grandfather wrote on here, found in Deer Lake, Ontario, Canada, August 1976 by FLY, Florence Lorraine Yarnell, my grandmother. Of course, he then put his name on it. But he didn't use this knife.
No, never used it.
He just kept it as a souvenir. Was there anything to add to that story?
Well, I mean, it's the original scabbard, and it was in water for years.
Yeah.
And when we got it, Dad gave it to me, and I dried it and did the best I could with saddle soap. And the original thing that held it in there, we had fallen to pieces. But
but he put that.
I put another one, but that's the original scabbard and the original sewing. So it's a little stiff, but it's not as stiff as it was when we got it. And it was full of mud.
Kind of like the anaerobic mud of the Thames, where all the mudlarkers find the shoes from the Middle Ages and things like that. So super cool. Yeah, and so I've had these. I usually have them displayed, but they had been stuck away for a while. So I need to clean them up a bit.
One thing you can see is the bone actually went away a little bit. Rotated, and you can see
it started to dissolve a bit. Yeah, but still it's there, which tells you how, and the original lashings and all that.
But you turn it over, you can see that the other side was down.
Oh yeah. That was down. Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, super cool knives in my knife collection. Bet you didn't think I had all these knives. And by the way, my belief is knives are tools because that's how I was brought up, and I've always used knives as tools. Sharing this NRA knife that my dad gave me. It was part of his knife collection. On one of my new hanks, these hanks have flannel on the back, and one of my tags, I'm Lucky Duck Digger, but before that, for sewing and quilting, I'm Lucky Duck Dreams. Anyway, this NRA knife was my Grandpa Jack's. He married my grandmother after my grandfather died, but I've known him my whole life. He gave this to Dad. It's a pretty cool knife, actually. Not sure how I'm going to use it, but as you can see, it says NRA on it. If you're interested in any of my hanks, I'll be posting pictures of finished ones. This is one of about 3. Usually I make 2 or 3 different ones per fabric.
Lucky duck digger, metal detected for treasure, finding old coins, toasted stinking liquors. Lucky duck dig, fill in your holes and take your trash. Lucky duck digger, finding cool old relics, flat buttons, 3 rings, horseshoes and axes. Lucky duck digger, swinging her Garrett X, saving history from the dirt. Buttons, 3 rings, horseshoes and axes. Lucky duck digger, swinging her Garrett X, saving history from the dirt. Saving history from the dirt.
Thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe and share my video. And come back and see what's going on next week. And don't forget my merch store, link below.